Both parties have stood in the corner and held their breath and waited to get their own way. Both parties have led us to believe that in America, a country that was built on compromise, that somehow now compromise is a dirty word. If Washington and Adams and Jefferson believed compromise is a dirty word, we'd still be under the crown of England.
All right, maybe David Bozell, Executive Director of ForAmerica, who also, of course, is the son of the great Brent Bozell, could explain where in maybe Common Core curriculum it says that the Founding Fathers compromised during the Revolution. I don't know, I don't know what he's talking about, but maybe he knows more than we do. Hello, David. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Steve? Good to see you. Happy 4th of July weekend.
Same to you. And I'm so glad to see that your group is having hesitations about Governor Chris Christie. I live in his state. I was a big supporter of his when he ran for governor. He held the final debate the first time around for the Republican nomination for governor on my show at WR Radio. And then when he became governor, he just turned. He changed.
Right. Well, one of his core platforms of when he ran was he was going to make the state Supreme Court in New Jersey more conservative. I think he nominated 4 liberal justices, or renominated them for appointments, and then the chief justice was another liberal as well. One of President Obama's finalists for one of his Supreme Court slots was a justice that Chris Christie had nominated, and he endorsed Sonia Sotomayor, who's a justice who hasn't ruled in conservatives' favor on anything since she got there. So I'm not really sure where Chris Christie sees his path for victory in the Republican nomination process. I don't see the grand appetite for his candidacy, and I don't expect his candidacy to go very far.
No, and I'm glad about that. And when he appointed the judges, there was one time he appointed, and I'm thinking off the top of my head, and there's nothing wrong with this, don't get me wrong. He appointed an Asian American and I believe a Hispanic, if I'm not mistaken, and he just touted the fact, well, they were both standing there, or he nominated them, and he was touting the fact that this is groundbreaking, this is diversity, blah blah blah, and you might have been listening to the most ultra liberal governor of the most ultra liberal state use the criteria, or tell the criteria he used to pick judges, and that's diversity.
Right, but the crux of the matter is, Steve, is that he violated a core promise.
I'm with you.
New Jersey Supreme Court is known for being one of the most activist state Supreme Courts in the country. And he vowed to make it more conservative. I mean, one of his nominees was endorsed by the New Jersey Right to Choose, a pro-abortion group. So I just don't have any patience for, and I don't think the Republican electorate anymore has any patience for this kind of double talk. I don't care how loud you scream. People just don't have any patience for being told that they're gonna do something, and then once they're in office, the things that they promised just get pushed into a drawer, and nothing.
I couldn't agree with you.
That's why I think this nomination process is going to go to a true conservative who's got the one big idea, who's going to ignite the party and create that Reagan coalition again. Someone who's going to have the big idea to get that accomplished. But
who do you see right now?
Oh gosh, I think it's going to be a geographically based election. What I mean by that is, Walker is going to have a leg up in Iowa because Iowa is next door. Your moderates are going to have a leg up in New Hampshire because they tend to vote that way. South Carolina, it's going to be like Survivor. South Carolina. If Graham doesn't win South Carolina, he's off the island. If Cruz doesn't win Texas, or if Perry doesn't win Texas, they get voted off the island. I think Senator Cruz has a unique opportunity. March 1st is the first Super Tuesday. It is chock full of red states. Texas, along with the so-called SEC primary, southern red states. He has an opportunity that not many people are talking about to rack up some delegates and gain some momentum. Because by the time some of the heavy hitters roll around, Ohio and Florida, you're talking about possibly like around 30 to 35% of all the contests will have been held. And I just don't see where a guy like Jeb Bush or John Kasich, I don't see where they win on the map. If you look at the map, I don't see where they win until they get to their home territories.
Right, and by then it might be, as you say, a little too late. It's going to be interesting. Right. David, Have yourself a very safe, happy 4th of July.
Everybody Newsmax, have a great 4th of July.
All right, and you too, my friend. All right, folks, up next, staff writer for the Weekly Standard, Jay Cost. But first, Newsmax wants to send one lucky couple on a 7-day Silver Sea cruise to the Caribbean this winter. And who knows, it could be Mr. Bozell. But this luxury cruise aboard the Silver Wind is the trip of a lifetime. To win, you need to enter. And to enter, here's what you do. You visit newsmax.com/sweepstakes. That's newsmax.com/sweepstakes. Enter the contest, and good luck to you. We're coming back with much more. Don't go away.